Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 1000 Gurus. So, I have a special show today with four separate guests. We have Alex Cristal. Yay.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
There you go, Alex Cristal. Kandang to my right. Yay. And then in the middle, we have Dr. June Lee. And at the very end, we have Alex Hung. Nice. Cool. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. This was long awaited, right? I think we scheduled this in April. So, 5 adults trying to schedule our lives. It takes about 3 months. So that sounds about right?
Totally.
Yeah.
These are all repeat guests on my show. I'll go into how I know them. So let's see. We all joined Cabo Modern in winter, February 2010, right? As K10 newbie class. We've all stayed close. Fortunately, seeing each other at least about a year at annual Christmas gatherings or something June related. You guys were all returning guests on the podcast, episodes 14, 25, 30, and 34. So for the audience, if you guys want to look it up. And I'm happy to have you guys as my first group. I was always trying to figure out what combination of return guests I would like to have. So you guys are the first.
We're returners now.
Yeah, you guys are returners. Wait, that's kind of funny. You guys, 15 there. You guys are returners now, at least on the podcast. Yeah. So we have this is like a really casual sort of episode. We're just gonna yap about some stuff. I have some questions, and then we might randomly kind of veer off into whatever you guys want to talk about. I want to start off with how you guys are doing. I know we kind of caught up off camera, but like any big life updates you want to throw in there?
No, not really anything significant.
Yeah.
Just living life, man. Just hanging out with friends, family, working out. Right, single life. That's kind of
Finding your soulmate,
trying. Soulmate, my playmate,
playmates, no mind mates.
Helpmate.
No mind.
helpmate,
No
mind mate,
helpmates.
all of those things. Just just trying to connect with a lot of different people, especially now. I think in our 30s, that's maybe a little bit harder. So just making more of an effort to do those things.
Yeah,
Staying connected. Yeah.
a lot of my questions have to do with getting old, so we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Ken? What are you up to?
Honestly, since my episode, I wouldn't say there's been anything too big that are different. I finished the season with Culture Shock recently. We threw our annual benefit show, and it was a really cool experience. Got to perform with a bunch of our youth teams, and yeah, I had a really great time. It was actually this past weekend, so still recovering my body, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to see everyone.
Yeah, nice. And you're going to Japan possibly in November.
Yes,
course.
the plan is to go back and have a good time. Planning on going with some friends this time, so that should be a fun experience, and it's definitely something that we're looking forward to.
Heck yeah.
So if he ends up moving there and he never comes back, you'll know why.
Yeah, we'll just shoot the episode over there.
Yeah, we'll just do remote. What about you, June? I know you have some updates as well.
Yeah, I think my episode we filmed in November of
Mhm.
last year.
Yeah.
And so since then, I transitioned from per diem to full time at work.
Nice.
Woo, benefits.
I love benefits.
And then I've been training for this half marathon coming up actually next Sunday in
damn.
SF. So most
Oh.
of my weekends are like spent running, which this is like the most running I've ever done in my life. And I'm still not in love with it, but I'm still going to do it. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I guess like the biggest thing is that, I bought my husband and I bought our first property, our first
Wow.
condo.
Congrats.
So we are now part
Yes.
of the handful of housebroke millennials.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. Yeah, just opening up a new chapter, and so huge for us.
Make sure to drill holes in every wall.
Yeah.
Oh
make
yeah,
sure to
we
find-
just went to Home Depot today and got
Oh,
a drill.
yeah.
So we're gonna
Uh-huh.
everything
And mops, just in case you.
Yeah. We'll probably need a bucket.
A bucket.
Make sure you know where the water line is.
Yeah.
Say, so you could shut it off.
God,
Yeah.
great.
Kind of
Okay.
important.
Yeah.
Surely not
Yeah.
behind the TV, right? Yeah. The
Oh.
pipe can't be.
Yeah, behind where you want the TV, right?
Yeah. Surely.
That
It's an
sounds
inside
like
joke
not
because
me
I flooded
at
my
all.
house.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
listen
For
to Alex
context.
Hunt's episode.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yikes. All
Um,
right. Well, yeah, good
just be
advice
careful, yeah.
for sure. This is our first week of just like sleeping there. And so we're just like getting used to the sounds and
Right.
like even the environment, the smells, just how things are. And like It's different for sure. I'm used to having like pitch black darkness, and so I have to wear like this blackout eye mask to make sure that I can
Mm.
fall asleep. And it's just different right now. But I think those are just the growing pains that you get with moving anywhere.
Mhm. Is it more space than you had before? I'm just curious. Or is it
We were
about the
living
same?
at my parents' house for the past 2 years while we were saving up, and so while this feels, it's like a 2 bed, 2 bathroom condo, so it feels like an apartment. It's more space than us shoving all of our stuff into my 1 bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot more space than what we were just in before.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I figured because I usually when you move from a place that is shared and then your own, it's like wow, so
There's
much
so
space. I
much
can actually space my things
space.
out,
Yeah,
now. So
great. Yeah. It's great, and there's a lot of good like natural sunlight, and so it just feels bright and airy.
Very nice.
Did you decide to buy new things for this space and kind of start over a little bit, or are you moving in
Um,
some old things first?
We had a lot of stuff in storage from when we were living in our apartment in Central Coast. So that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right before we got married. And so like our big stuff, like our couch and our bed are the same, and some of like our like furniture is the same. But I've gotten a lot of stuff from doing UGC.
Mhm.
And so I
Like a free
have
couch?
yeah, I have another free. I have a big couch in my second bedroom, and
damn, got a new
I
couch.
have like this
Dang.
ergonomic desk and chair and like all this
Ooh.
fun stuff. And so it's like a mix and match of certain things. So it's nice I don't have to buy things right now. I'm
Mm.
just kind of collecting things.
So
Yeah.
nice.
Oh no! Hopefully, no one sends me a free like table.
Oh no, I would
Oh,
hate
no.
to get a free new bed.
Oh no! I don't need this. Please don't.
Free car.
With my
or
new
a brand
clean new
new
house.
mattress, yeah.
Free mortgage.
Free car.
Free
Mhm.
house.
Mhm.
She just does UGC just to furnish her house, and then she stops after that.
Kind of. It's kind of a life hack, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So nice.
All right, Hong, how about you?
Yeah.
Anything?
For me, work has gotten more busy. There's just a lot of things that are happening with work. Specifically, recently we've been talking to a venture partner, and so there's been a lot of back and forth about how we could do a joint venture together. We recently went to Denver to meet them in person, along with the actual like capital person,
Mm.
the VC. And it was a very interesting experience, to say the least. I won't say too much, but I think it comes down to some interesting thoughts when someone is presenting you with millions of dollars. I mean, it's not me specifically, but our company.
Right.
And you have to decide whether you want to take it or not.
Mm.
Right. And money always comes with stipulations. And
Mm.
so it was like an interesting exercise to think about, okay, well, what do we want? What are we going to get out of this? Is this a good long-term thing or not so much? And I mean, I think at the end of the day, it was a good experience to, at least for us as a company, also to just to think about what we find to be most important and what we're willing to part with as far as maybe ownership and things like that. So other than that, that's what made work a little bit more stressful, along with just trying to grow as a company. I've been focusing on go to market a lot, which is something that I don't have a history of doing.
Mm.
But it's been a good experience. We just haven't seen results yet. And I got a new couch.
Hey.
Hey, I had to pay for it though.
Oh.
I had to pay for mine though.
I had to pay for mine.
Guys,
Yeah.
the life hack is just.
I know. I should have started a UGC
Just that's
channel.
it. You know what? I'm actually giving away my couch soon, so you, if anyone wants
Ah,
it.
hey, this is your chance. Free couch.
I don't need a couch, but yeah, maybe in
Yeah.
the future.
But I did get the couch that I've wanted for a really long time.
Mm.
It's one of those like electric recliners.
Oh.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw your story. So did you like move things around to accommodate that, or like what? Like it looked cleaner than before. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you shoved it all in the couch.
yeah.
but-
The picture that I took of my new couch did look nicer because I had to move things out of the way so they could move the couch in.
Oh, okay. You
So-
didn't just shove all that stuff in the couch.
I had to move it back, so now it doesn't look as nice as
Gotcha.
when I took that photo. But the thing is, since I live in this townhouse that's 3 stories, the staircase is very, very narrow.
Oh.
And so I had to buy a modular couch, and I could not bring my old couch down the stairs again because it messed up my walls on the way up.
Mm.
I had to actually toss it off the balcony. Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh my
So
That's
I
fun.
I tossed it off the balcony and
Did someone catch it or like?
no, it
You
just
threw it out the
actually
window?
laid the rug down that I was
Yeah.
gonna throw away as well,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to
just to catch everything.
yeah. My girlfriend was actually scared. She's like, if you throw it off the balcony, is it gonna break the concrete? I'm like, do you?
Oh my god.
It's not gonna break the concrete.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a sofa.
And then
It's not even that.
And then it
heavy. Yeah.
So that
Imagine.
couch, that old couch, is now a goner. Like you're
Yeah, I told the trash to come pick it up. It
Mm.
actually disappeared a day before they were supposed to pick it
Wow.
up.
Interesting.
So I don't know if they picked it up earlier or someone took a broken couch, because it fell from the second floor.
Yeah.
It fell from the sky.
Yeah.
Was it not usable?
It's probably usable, but it definitely was broken
Broken.
from falling off the second floor.
Well,
Yeah. But I do love the new couch. The dog that I'm dog sitting already threw up on it, so that's
Oh,
great.
He
Uh,
blessed it. He blessed it.
yeah, thanks.
It's good luck.
Thanks, dog.
You know, like when you get bird poo. It's good luck.
Right. Is that how that
Good luck.
works?
Is
Yeah.
it? Is it good
Right.
luck?
Yeah, you've
Bird
never
poo?
heard
Dog
that.
vomit
When
on
a
my
bird
couch?
poops on you,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good
yeah.
luck.
So that's good luck. But dog vomiting on your couch, is that good luck?
I think they're a little
Or
different.
is that shitty luck?
Yeah.
Oh.
Literally.
Shitty luck, nice. So yeah, other than that, I think for me, maybe part of what we might talk about later today is just it's hard to find a balance of things. Maybe especially in this part of our lives where we are all probably a little bit more focused on our career than we were 10 years ago. And maybe we'll be even more focused on our career 10 years from now. Maybe not. Maybe like family is more important at that point. So yeah, for me, it's just trying to find a balance of that. Still seeing my friends, still calling my parents, just trying to balance all that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was kind of like my first question I want to ask you guys, but the broad question is, what is it like getting older? If anything comes to mind, but I guess specifically, we met when we were in our, I guess 18, 19-year-old, something like that. We were in our late teens, but now, and then we went through our 20s and now we're in our 30s. So I don't know, what has changed since then? This is like a 10-year reflection, 20-year, 15-year reflection, whatever.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities. And I think core values stay the same. It's just your life experiences around what you value at the time. So like for me, I still value my independence and being able to make something purposeful with my life. And so whatever that is at the time, like in school, like I really prioritized being on Cabo Modern because that was something that gave me fulfillment and passion and reward. And so, going through your 20s, I then shifted my focus more towards my career and studying and building up the foundation for now in my 30s. I have this career. But now that I feel like I not like necessarily conquered that phase of life, but I've really built that foundation. I'm pretty solid with that. I can now think about my next step in life, which is still now like still being this independent person, but now that I'm married, meshing like those two worlds together. So I think that's like finding a balance of making decisions that still make me happy, but with my partner in mind. So I'm still trying to figure that out because we're only 2 years in. And even though we've been together for much longer than that, I feel like this phase of life is just a little bit different now that we both own a home together and now we're making decisions for our future together and maybe even family planning things like that. So, yeah, just different events happen, but I feel like who you are still kind of remains the same inside. You just grow up differently. And then I think you're just ever evolving with the life events that happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I have one thought.
Yeah.
It's more of just the thing that came to mind when you asked that question was patience. And for me, I've gained patience in some areas and I've lost patience in other areas.
Like what?
So when I was younger, I think I was a lot more patient to put myself in uncomfortable situations because I felt like it would be a learning experience or maybe it would be good for me in other ways and I could grow from them. But as I got older, I think I know where my boundaries are for what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy. And so if it's something that I don't enjoy, I have a lot less patience for that, knowing that I don't want to be there or I don't want to interact with certain things or people. Whereas the patience, though, for that has grown would be for certain people. I think it just comes with understanding why people act the way that they act and be the way that they are. And with that understanding, you have the ability to be more patient because you understand why they're acting out and you understand why they're pissing you off.
Mm.
And so you almost feel like, oh, well, I probably shouldn't be pissed off at them because I know that they're just upset because of whatever reason that you understand. That previously you would have just thought, oh, they're being so rude to me. I need to be rude back to them.
Yeah.
You know, and you wouldn't have that patience. So I think that's kind of a big thing for me. Patience has changed.
I think I agree with that, where it's like you have more empathy for people, I guess, as you move along, but also it's like you're not so open to growing and being uncomfortable in those situations, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alex or Ken, anything that's you feel like, well, I guess if not that, I'm curious if your life has unfolded differently than you thought it would when you were like 18, 19, and then now you guys are, in your early 30s. You guys just gonna weak
Don't
it?
go.
You guys just gonna,
All go at
you're just
once.
gonna flirt at each other?
Yeah.
I think going back to the question
Oh, yeah, go
of getting older,
Yeah.
I think the biggest change is just time and the spaces that you're in. Like, I think when we're in your 30s or even late 20s, when you're working, weeks go by so fast that, again, it took us, 3, maybe 4 months to get a schedule, like, for an episode for a podcast. But before, when we were in Cabo Monter, it's like, hey, you want to just get Korean barbecue? Like, after class or something? It was just so easy because we were in the same space, in the same kind of wavelength of schedule. But now, because we're working, like, the people that we see the most is our coworkers. And it's hard after, let's say, a 40-hour work week. You have so many responsibilities that you need to take care of. It's hard to even like have the capacity to sometimes want to go out or want to make plans because you have to recharge or just energize yourself for the next upcoming week. Yeah, and even for school schedules, there was always winter break, summer break, spring break. Now it's just work.
Life.
You know,
Life.
It's just
life
life.
Life, no breaks.
responsibilities.
Yeah, no break.
Yeah, there's no like only holidays are the ones that you can maybe plan something, but even so, when you have like a day off for holidays, it's like, oh, it's finally have time to catch up on my errands or finally catch up on something that you always feel like you're kind of falling behind. But when I think when we're in college or in your 20s or whatever the case is, like we had so much time and freedom to kind of dictate our own schedule, our own how we spent our time because of the spaces that we're in. Yeah, I think that's like probably the biggest thing that I see.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Ken?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think as you get older, your time becomes way more precious. I think you're more conservative with how you distribute it, and I think also as we get older, I feel like there's so many more things being celebrated, and weekends become like very luxury real estate. Like it feels like every weekend there's like a birthday or like a baby shower or a wedding or something like that. And I feel very blessed to be in the position to be able to attend all these events. But at the same time, sometimes like there's conflicts and I have to make a choice. Like, do I go to this thing or this thing? And I think as I get older, that's like something I have been processing because it's not that I don't want to be at everything. It's like literally impossible.
everything.
And so I try to be more conscious of what I put my attention and my time towards. And yeah, but I think one of the things that I didn't expect was how a lot of my relationships would continue to grow very strongly. And it feels like even if like months go by or even if years go by, to be able to reconnect is like such a blessing. And so, because time is much more precious, I feel like every moment to catch up, even if it's like small, even if it's big, like it feels so much more fulfilling. And so I think that was probably a change I didn't expect that I'm really enjoying at the moment. Yeah.
Yes. I want to go into reminiscing over our modern days now. Do you guys have any interesting stories or stuff that comes to mind? I know in some of your episodes we talked about some of these, but then when Alex came here first, we were talking about it. I don't know what you're talking about. I know what he's gonna say, but do you guys have any interesting stories that you guys remember of? I'm just curious because there's so many things out there. Like it was tough. It was tough, but super fun.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I think the first thing that actually comes to mind was maybe one of the last times we were all dancing together. Because JR, you're only there up until newbie returner year, right? You were
yeah. I was there for part of older year.
And so I think one of the highlights of our time was like even just like Hell Week leading up to, oh shoot, now I forgot the competition where we got first place for the movie set.
Oh, Prelude NorCal.
Oh, NorCal, yeah, Prelude
yeah.
NorCal.
Or even like for the next one was like for Vibe.
Mhm.
But I think that there was just a moment during rehearsal where we did like this final dress rehearsal or final run through all in our costumes. And we just felt like, yo, this is it. This is the one. And even if we don't place, like this is the set. And I felt like, all right, if I never dance after this again, I'd be really happy
satisfied,
with
yeah.
that. Yeah, you know, and it's just like so nice to share that type of feeling and that type of like completion, I guess, to share that with you guys because you guys are in my class and like we came from like day 0 to then at that point and we were all working hard towards creating something as a unit and it wasn't just one person who was doing one thing. It's like everyone had a role on this team and like I think we always say like, oh, even if you're in the back, like if someone's looking at you, so don't feel like you can just hide. It's like I feel like everyone gave their 110% to make it feel like they're the star of the show, but really like that mentality made the entire set so powerful. And so I thought that was just really special to think about because it's not like, yes, I love watching our videos from time to time, like on YouTube, but I get to cherish the memories I have of like behind the scenes, you know, like, and no one else is going to understand that feeling of like working hard and then just feeling it, you know?
I was gonna ask you guys, do you guys remember any funny or interesting behind the scenes moments? And the one that comes to mind first, if you guys want to think, is remember when Alex when we were doing the Scream set and like you know our costume changes were insane.
Oh, dude.
And for every run through, I never got my costume all the way on until we were on stage for I think Prelude.
Wow.
And then I magically got it on, and then we did well. But until then, I had never got it on time.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's always nice dancing next to Alex because he always like hypes you up. Like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, oh, I got it. Come on stage.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah.
I totally remember.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Because I told
I
you,
do.
and I
You
think
were
we talked about
stressing.
this. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I'm not getting this on. Because we went from like fully, I had like 4 layers on, fully clothed.
Oh my
every
goodness.
every piece was stripping off more layers until we're naked for 300. And then we put back on like black
Oh,
clothes for
right.
Scream, and then we go into Matrix after that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that one from naked to Scream, I was like,
Wait, so,
like,
so
never happened.
Scream, are you just wearing boxers underneath the?
no, because I had. Maybe. Because I had black pants on that I would wear also for the next piece,
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
So I was pretty much in boxers for 300,
Mhm.
but then after that, it was like, yeah, everything back on.
Dang, that's hard when you're like sweating and then you have to put clothes
Yeah.
back on. And then you have to put this mask on, right?
Mhm.
Ugh.
Like I didn't for Jitterbug, I did my B2s with my cape underneath my shirt and
No
a vest under that. So
way.
I was literally had 4 layers on.
Did you do a flip?
Oh yeah, that's still early
Yeah.
in the.
Yeah, that was like the very like second piece. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was funny.
I swear I had 3 pairs of pants on for.
Yeah, I think I had 2 at least with the
I had
skirt.
like 5
underneath.
layers, I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
that was
it
insane.
terrible.
What else? Do you guys have any funny behind the scenes?
I think
Can't know.
some funny ones are just like random quotes. I
Yeah.
remember one time Hung was cleaning a piece or something. He was like blocking or whatever, and we like paused the floor time and he goes, "Okay, everything should be good. Otherwise something is wrong." And it's just like we're like so delirious and it's like, yeah, that's kind of how it works. Right? Like if it's not right, then it's wrong. But
Genius.
but it feels
Back
like
fams.
but it's like little things like that that really make the experience of our time on Modern and I think that was like one of the first quotes where people started calling him Funny Man Hung.
Oh, that's right.
And so he's truly a poet, you know? But
Such a way with the words.
yeah.
Have a way with words.
Yeah.
Stating the obvious. I've also been called Captain Obvious quite a bit in the past. So
It's okay. You're just making sure everyone's on the same page.
yeah. Otherwise, you're probably not on the same
Yeah.
page.
Let me just ask the stupid question for everyone here, not just me.
Yeah, it's for everyone.
Mhm.
I'm doing everyone a favor.
I think another story with Hung. I don't know if y'all remember. It was a newbie year. I think it was towards the end of the year. We were all sitting in the bring it in, and like Dana was talking, and then like Hung was sleeping. Oh, do you remember that?
No.
And, like she called you out. She's like, Hung,
Was
wake up.
Was this newbie year?
Yeah, I think it was
Oh,
newbie year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I probably-
But it was like a really late practice.
So
Totally get
tired.
it. And like we're trying to debrief, and I think you fell asleep during Bring It In. I remember that specifically.
Or
It's been so bad.
like I think it was maybe Hell Week, and you're like, do you think I can leave practice early so I could go study?
Oh,
She's like,
Dude,
no.
I was
It was like 3 a.m. We had final the next day.
I was so shocked that that was the answer.
Reality check.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have asked. You should have just said, "Hey, I need to leave." I don't know. I
Not
get it. though.
feeling well.
You're
I
newbie.
don't
it's too honest.
I get it.
Honestly, because of the times, she probably still would have said no.
Yeah,
Yeah, it goes to show like what we sacrificed during that part of our life. I think another interesting story, or to me it was interesting, was that we were getting ready for the movie set, and I remember we had like an insane amount of practice. And I think the last or like second to last practice, our rehearsal time it's supposed to start at 7, but I remember vividly that day, like it felt like everybody was like late, and not just like 5-10 minutes late. Everyone, there's like people showing up an hour late,
Damn.
2 hours late, but no one said anything because we were all so tired. So it felt like everyone just had a common understanding of like,
Whatever.
yeah, just
This is
come
what it is.
whenever you can come, and then we'll rehearse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that we got to that point, and it obviously paid off because that set was like so memorable. But just thinking like no one had to say anything, no one had to ask for permission. Like we just showed up whenever we were ready for practice.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy is that right now I can't even fathom having to stay up past 11 o'clock
Mhm.
to dance, let alone just
Yeah.
stay up. And then thinking how we would have sunrise practices up until like 5, 6, 7 a.m. and then maybe go to sleep and then try to show up to either work or school. I don't know. Like, that's just such a crazy time. Like, what, 15 years ago?
It's that
That's
youthful
such a
energy.
time. I remember one time I think like that happened and I had work. We ended at 7. I had work at 8 and I was gonna take a nap, but I slept through my alarm and my boss was calling me, but I ignored it. And so then I just kept sleeping and sleeping. They called me 3 times and they're like, if you don't call us back, you're no longer employed. And
Oh.
I'm all, I had an emergency come up and they started crying and they're like, okay, we'll see you tomorrow. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. So, moral of the story is cry.
I was
Cry.
about to say,
You're
on
good
your
at that.
episode, you're like, yeah, every interview I cry,
Cry
and every
for
interview I get the
everything.
job. So.
Yeah. I wish I had that skill.
Just cry.
I
A
do.
woman's tears, man.
At the same time, though, I think thinking back on our practices, they're so inefficient that we did not need to stay up that late. We did not have to do an all-nighter. I think Hell Week didn't have to be what it was if it was just planned better. But then again, we were all college students
Yeah,
figuring it
just trying
out.
to figure it out.
And so,
Yeah.
Doing what we were
we didn't have the project management skills that we have now.
Like, can we be more efficient with this? No,
Yeah.
shut up, newbies. Okay.
Yeah.
It means 20-year-olds leading 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
it's tough.
literally.
We're not getting paid to do it. We're just
We're
doing
talk
it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wait, what?
Were you gonna talk about how you shorten your lifespan?
Well, yeah. So yeah, we talked about this in Ken's episode about how I like stayed up for almost like 72 hours. And I was like, yeah, that was a great story. I sacrificed my life just for that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die first because
72
yeah,
hours?
it wasn't
Oh
exactly
my
3 days. It was maybe
goodness.
closer to like 65 hours. Yeah, but it
Still.
was 2 days straight plus some change.
Oh my.
And that was like class in the morning and then working at Jamba Juice,
Mm-hmm.
go straight to practice, and then rinse and repeat for 2.5 days.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I told Ken that, and he's like, "Yeah, you haven't slept." I was like, "Nope, not slept."
Oh my god.
Yeah, maybe I closed my eyes for like 10 minutes, but otherwise I was back to
Yeah.
back. But the other thing I was gonna say was, remember when people would come late, like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I was late," I'd circle up, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I was on time. Sorry, guys." I was just a
you
dick.
do.
But Ken would always laugh, so it kind of encouraged me.
I just knew. Just to dial back, but yeah, the conversation where JR stayed up very long. I remember, to paint the picture, he worked at Jamba Juice, and he also brought me a smoothie, and we were really about the peanut butter mood at the time, and we had the 3G boost, and you could just imagine, like, call it two college kids, like super sleep deprived, sipping on our Jamba Juice, ready to do another rehearsal. But yeah.
What you put in the Jamba Juice, man?
I know.
Yeah, I put
Seriously,
in
what?
all the caffeine that Jamba Juice had to offer. Every little inch of wheatgrass and matcha shot. One of the things that the peanut butter moon reminds me of was it was after one of my birthdays. I think it was my 21st birthday with Modern. And of course, I was hungover the next day, right? And I had class in the morning, like an 8 a.m. math class. I got a peanut butter mood, which is a terrible idea.
Oh.
And at the end of that class, I definitely threw up all that peanut butter
Oh
mood.
my goodness.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
It's a crazy times for
Mhm.
sure.
We were so willing to do it, man. Like we were just willing to be a part of something
experience.
special and
Mhm.
like be about that time and being present with our teammates and kind of holding up our role on the team. As much as we're sleep deprived and how much like it sucked freaking dancing in concrete and sunrises.
In the cold.
Yeah, like it just felt such a like we had a compass to like a North Star that we wanted to achieve, regardless if it felt like it was irrational or unhealthy for us. Like I don't know, every time when I would go to rehearsal, I'm like, man, like my class is stepping up. They're in class, they're doing all these things, they're not sleeping. I need to also pull up. I think it was just that synergy of energy that we were just willing for the love and passion that we had for each other and the team. I don't know. I'm just glad I was part of that
Mhm.
like space with you guys, of course.
If you guys could go back to Newbie Year, what would you do anything different, knowing what you knew now?
Yeah, I think I would hang out with you guys more. I didn't hang out with
No,
you
I
guys
mean,
as much.
same.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
You're too cool.
I wasn't too cool. I just
Well,
like
he also lived far away.
yeah, I live
Yeah.
far
So
away.
he
I didn't go to UCI.
That's the
also.
other thing I tell people is like with Modern, like not everyone goes to UCI. So people like our DC friends or whatever, like they could go to class
Right.
together all the time. But like
Right.
for us, we couldn't
Yeah.
always do that. So I had none of you guys in my classes.
No.
And some of you guys probably talk to each other, but like I know for our team, we're so spread out. So I feel
Mhm.
like that was one thing that I wish we had, but it's just what it is. But yeah, what would you guys do differently?
I think would not sign up for any 8 a.m., 9 a.m.
Mhm.
classes.
Mhm.
That's definitely was one of the hardest things ever, was going to practice and then having an 8 a.m. or a 9 a.m. I mean, hindsight's always 2020, but I think I would go back and try to be more present,
Mm.
because there's like a lot of things I feel like I didn't truly process completely. And looking back, even though I look back on it fondly, I kind of wish that I was like, oh, like this is the last time we're gonna do this, or this is the last time I'm gonna dance with this person, or this is the last time we're gonna do this show. And um, I think just soaking everything in fully and making more memories with people and connecting with people, because sometimes like you never know, like that's the last time you're gonna see that teammate or whatever.
True.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Like just spending more time with people, even outside our class, like
Yeah.
returners, oldies, super oldies. I feel like there was, with the labeling of a class, like they were always so like, oh, you have to be close to your class. But I also feel like I wish I was a lot closer to almost everyone else too, not just the 10, 11, 12 people in our class. And while I do cherish those memories a lot, I also wish that we as a team could have, I don't know, broken down some of those walls a little bit more so I could feel more comfortable as a newbie to go to someone rather than maybe just one or two people. Like I wish that like I was more comfortable with myself or have more confidence just opening up to more people and feeling like I could turn to them, because you just feel like, oh, I'm not good enough to even like talk to you because you're so much older than me or you're so much better than me, and I'm not worthy of your time unless I prove myself in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. If there was something you guys could change about how our modern experience was, do you have any thoughts on that? Obviously, aside from making practices more efficient, but was there anything that you guys feel like might have improved that?
Um, I would say some of it was already changing when we were on the team,
Mhm.
but I think something that could have been implemented more was to receive more outside training. I
Mm.
think at the time that we were on Modern, most of the training or what we learned was within the team or within like the COB Modern network. And I think there was a lot of resources that we probably could have used outside of Modern to grow more into more well-rounded dancers. And so obviously like that comes with trade-offs too. But I think just looking back and how um, what like material we learned and what skills we applied and stuff, I think it would have been nice to maybe broaden that a little bit to yeah, just to see what else is out there.
Mhm.
I'm constantly thinking about how I pissed everyone off my newbie year.
How so?
Well, you said what would you do differently
Yeah,
your
yeah.
newbie? Well, I pissed everyone off because
You would not piss people off?
I would piss people. I
Oh.
pissed a lot of people off.
So you did piss people off, but what you would redo is you would piss them off more?
I would try
Double
not to.
down.
Double down
Respect it,
on his
respect
skills,
it.
on his talents.
Yeah, I definitely didn't piss them off enough. No, well, the reason why I pissed people off is because there was this hierarchy in the team where you can't. It seemed like you can't really speak your mind, and they don't really take your opinion into consideration
Mm.
if you're a newbie. And I didn't like that, and I was sort of going against the grain there. And what it caused is friction with myself and the rest of the team. Would I do it differently? I think at the time I didn't really know how to keep my mouth shut, and I didn't know how to just. I thought that I'm being honest with my opinion and my thoughts, and so hopefully they'd listen and they take it into consideration. But they didn't all the time, and that upset me. But I don't really have an answer to that question. I don't know if I would have done anything differently because at the time that's just how I felt.
Yeah.
And it was almost like when we talk about anime, right? Like there's this hero's journey where like
Oh.
something bad has to happen before you learn something about yourself or about others. And so there was definitely this feeling of somewhat transformation from my newbie year to my returner year into my oldie year that I appreciate. So I guess if I were to go back, I wouldn't really change anything because it played out in a way that helped me in the long run,
Mhm.
you know? I just pissed people off on the way. So
You know what that comes from? I realized after talking with you guys and Arnell is like that's from Filipino culture.
Oh, is it?
It's a Filipino culture
Yeah.
thing. It's a
Yeah.
respect your elders, don't talk back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shoot, that was Kavamata.
That's
God damn
true,
it.
honestly.
Yeah. But
Makes
like,
sense.
but on like the positive side of that, like what Arno was saying on his episode, which is like the culture of respect is a good thing, right? And you respect like the giants that come before you that lead the path, and there's that sort of side. But if you twist it or you don't cultivate it or cherish it in the right way,
Mhm.
it could be that toxic "don't talk back to me" culture, and I'm always right, which
Mhm.
is not the way it's supposed to be. But it kind of stems from that sort of cultural nuance, I guess.
Yeah, I think I just didn't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Any other? Do you guys have any regrets? I know these are similar questions, but I have something in mind. That's why. But do you guys have any like regrets that you would change or something like that?
Go for it, man.
Yeah, go for it, JR.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's
What
hear it.
what was it? Okay, this isn't actually regret, but this was a story I wanted to bring up. Remember like the blog post that I made, which was about like them like the drinking culture and like me feeling pressured. And then I went to Korea, started drinking, and I'm like, everything's cool, right? But then I got in trouble. Like I had to meet with the courts, and they're like, oh, do you know what you did was like wrong? In my head, I was like, no, it wasn't wrong. I was just speaking my mind.
Mm.
But I understood the concerns because of like what it like the dynamics of me speaking my mind and saying that and kind of posting it in our Facebook group was. So I understood that, but I kind of like half-heartedly apologized, like, yeah, I'm so sorry. But I was like, I still meant every word. But it was my perspective. So now I know now in hindsight, it's more of like, okay, my perspective is valid, but also considering everyone else's perspective might not have been the best approach. But I think that was interesting. Um, one of my regrets, I guess the thing that I was going to go into was like, auditions were always my favorite part of my Call Modern experience because that was our time to show how much we've grown and to not only do the choreography, but like do it differently. Like we can block it ourselves or do different choreo or do the wrong song to the choreo to the wrong song. And so for me, I always loved audition season just to showcase like us as returners or oldies or whatnot. But one of the things I did regret was, how in the round 3 or whatever, where there was like the freestyle round, and like I'm a freestyle dancer by like foundation, right? Like by my core, but like I never went in because I was always so like I guess, scared since there were other freestyle dancers there. And I remember there was this one moment, my third year auditioning. So it's like, it's not like I've never been here before. And then I was about to go in for a song that was like a popping song. And then Mike's song comes in and he like kills that shit. And I'm like, now I can't go in. And then it changes to like another genre. I'm like, okay, well, there was my one shot, my third year. So my regret was not going into that circle, but I don't know if you guys had stories.
Dang, that stayed with you this entire time.
No, I mean I've mentioned this before. I'm like, man, I'm a freestyler, but my 4 years auditioning, I never went in, and so that was my regret because I'm like, but I'm a freestyler. Like, why was I holding myself back so much? Because I know I can go, I can do it, but I guess something about it was like, just I couldn't get through it.
Mm.
I do kind of get what you mean because my background is freestyling too, but then that circle never felt very comfortable. It felt like a
Like showcasey.
yeah, like I have to give you everything in this round,
I
and
see.
I don't like any of the music that's being played.
Yeah,
so,
that's the other thing too. 'cause
yeah, I
it's
feel like I'm forcing myself
Mhm.
to put myself out there just to get something down, just to check a box, and I never felt good about it after. So I get why you probably didn't go in because you
Mhm.
weren't feeling.
Yeah, and that might have been part of it. I feel like it took me a couple years to get over that, and then after like 2 years after I graduated, I'm like, wait, now I feel comfortable jumping into a cipher. But in that
Mm.
moment, like even before, I could do ciphers with my friends or BBA and stuff like that. But it was that specific environment where I'm like, why am I so like scared that I can't even go in,
Mm.
which is very weird.
I didn't know that
Yeah.
because usually you're not scared of
Yeah,
dancing
I
in front
don't
of people.
exactly,
So
and that was just the
I was
time
wondering.
where I failed 3 years in a row. I don't know. What about you guys? Any regrets or things like that?
I wish I choreographed more. I think choreographing when you're younger is like very like healthy for your growth as a dancer. And I remember thinking like, oh, like Cal Modern already has like enough choreographers. Like there's already people who are very experienced, like very established, and kind of have an idea of like who will become the main choreographers of the team. And so I think that's probably one of my regrets is that I should have, even if I never became a choreographer on Modern, it would have been nice to still like pursue that journey since I think that is a pretty important aspect of dancing when you're younger,
Mm.
especially on a college team.
Did you do all the choreo submissions, like I forgot what it's called, but where we
Peace
showcase piece
audition.
auditions? Yeah.
I think I did for some of them,
hmm
but I definitely could have done more and I could have
Mm.
tried harder
Right,
for
the
sure.
effort, right? I
Yeah.
remember going into Newbie Year, seeing all of our oldies and super oldies like do every piece, and I remember Deo told me he's like, "Oh yeah, if you want to get better, always do like submit pieces or like choreograph and stuff like that for showcase." And so I was determined to do every single one, which I did, and then collabed,
Mhm.
and I knew that helped out a lot. But it was because my super oldie told me to do that, and I was like, "Okay, I'm never gonna miss one. I'm just gonna put in the work." So that was always a fun experience because it's kind of like auditions where you get to showcase what you're all about. So yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know if this is regret, but this is something that I wish I got to do that just never really happened. Uh, I focused so much on locking and locking pieces while I was on the team, and I feel like I was kind of pigeonholed where that's all I
What?
can do.
Wait, you can do more than locking?
Well, that's what I was hoping to showcase. But yeah, I didn't really get a lot of opportunity, and I'm not really sure how I would have given myself more opportunity to do other styles while I was on the team. I'd never had very good luck in making other pieces and making other styles that were outside of maybe breaking or locking, and occasionally popping related pieces. So anything outside of that, which now I really appreciate that type of movement and how it feels on my body. But at the time I was never really exposed to it. And so I could never work on that side of my dancing. And I think that's also what contributed to me maybe being really stiff as a dancer at the time is I think how I would view it right now. Whereas I've loosened up over the years when I started to experiment in other types of styles and
Movements,
things
yeah.
like that. So maybe it just wasn't meant to be at the time in my life for me to branch out. And I mean, it's not a bad thing that I focus on one, right? But it would have been nice, I think.
Well, on the other side of that, like you were amazing
you were-
at
yeah.
locking, and so
And
the
you
fact-
choreographed and you were
Yeah.
in pieces.
you like master.
Like,
You're mastering
Alex
your
never put me in
craft.
his pieces. So.
I did.
You were
dude.
300.
Oh, I did a flip and left.
You were 300. You were slow motion.
Slow motion.
You're in slow-
You were the slow motion part with 300, right?
All right, Jerry, you can have an 8 count, but you're just going slow for an 8 count. Then you leave.
Oh,
Thanks,
that's
Alex.
right.
I was killing someone after I flipped.
And then
I-
you-
Moan or
I
Lala?
think it was Lala.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
Lala?
Yeah.
I think so.
Someone.
Might have been Lala.
That's really funny.
So at least you were on stage.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Glares at Alex Cristal
Put you in invented sex, man.
in the back.
There too.
In the back, just to run through the back.
Dude, you're also in XCOM. Give it to you. You were
See,
like,
I'm just making you. This is an
you
exercise.
weren't you and Marco like mirrors?
Because we're Filipino.
No, dude.
If you're Marco's mirror, that means you
Yeah,
had a really
dude,
good spot.
I put you in things.
Yeah.
Man. I put you in things. Of course I did.
We'll review the receipts later.
Yeah. But to go off what June said, I mean, you were like a main choreographer of
Right,
modern,
dude.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
like you were known as like the person who would choreograph locking for Cobb Modern. And I think at the 30th gala, you had like a bunch of pieces nominated for best locking piece. So I think
That
that,
was
goes
cool.
for a lot.
There you go.
know, it's-
Yeah.
Specialist.
Mhm. Yeah.
You guys probably know this already, but the reason why I did it was because I wasn't put in any pieces.
There you go.
So I was
Carve
like,
your own
okay,
path.
I have to do it myself.
Given.
And I have to block myself in the middle. And I actually did take that lesson way past just dance and into work. And you can't really, if you could rely on other people, that's great. You're lucky to have people that will support you. But if no one's there to support you, then you just gotta figure it out and make it happen yourself. So
That's a great.
I did apply it to a lot of other things because that's exactly what happened on Kaba Modern, at least in the beginning. Yeah, I don't know if you guys experienced like something that you learned in Kaba Modern that you applied
That's a
after.
good question.
I think the biggest thing I learned from Cobb Modern was how to interact and communicate with different people, because really any dance team is that your unified experiences through dance, but people come from different backgrounds. They have, even within the dance team, they have different desires. You know, some people, if they join a competing team, like they want to win, and some people they join it because their friends join it.
Right.
And so you really learn how to connect everyone and how to really personalize your relationship with each person, because you know, like those of us who came from Kaba Kids, we had a prior relationship already, and we have to like figure out how to navigate our new relationship on Modern, and how to navigate new relationships with people we've like never met before. And so I think being on Modern really taught me that like everyone is different, and you know, you have to learn how to just be with them, because you know, whether, let's say you don't like them, then you're stuck with them for a whole year, so you might as well figure out how to find some like common ground or anything like that. And yeah, that's probably one of the biggest lessons that you can apply to like anywhere in life that I personally learned from Modern.
And what's crazy is that we jump into this insane competitive team environment and we like just became adults, right? Like 18, 19, 20. And then we have to navigate like dealing with different people, feeling like crap because everyone's a better dancer than us except for Alex.
Yeah.
And then and then so it's navigating all of that and then also having to catch up. And then college too. Like we're going to college and
Right.
adjusting to school. So there's just so many different things there. I feel like how do we get through that? That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that like the theme that I've been seeing, especially with following you guys, is that I feel like that, calm or rough seas make better sailors sort of thing, where I always appreciate having those tough challenges because I know that I'm better for it afterwards, like stronger, because like everything else is quote unquote easier after doing that, having to deal with like the hierarchy situation, like having to grow up as dancers, as people, and juggling all these different things and not sleeping and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
No, I think that's true. The things that we went through Call Modern just kind of sets us up for adults. Like if let's say, um, or you go out with your friends and it's like Sunday night, and you're like, man, I have work tomorrow. You think about it, you're like, I've been through worse.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've been through worse. I can do this. I've been through worse for less. I can do this. But I think what I've learned, um, again, like kind of what Ken was saying, just how to navigate through, uh, how to deal with other people, but you also like the role that you play on the team. I think that's what I've learned the most, and kind of taking that into adult life, like in a company or in your family, like how to, like, what is your role for that specific entity? I think is how I've learned, especially being as a newbie, returner, oldie, super oldie, and coordinator. Right? It's how do you excel in the way that you want to, and I think I've taken that in again different parts of life through work, through family, friends. Right? I think modern specifically has helped me, kind of made me play like mind exercises of like, okay, how do I navigate or excel with this situation, with this dynamic of my class, returners, oldies, different, people of walks of life. And that kind of has carried me through, again, I think now into my 30s. Yeah, I
Mm.
think that's what I took from it mostly.
Do you have an example of any of those like specific roles that you feel like are good to contrast or point out?
Yeah, I think like let's say you become a newbie on Cobble Modern, right?
Mhm.
It's like, oh shoot, everything is so new. Like, how do I be the best dancer or the best teammate or the best person for this role? And you start a new job, kind of the same thing. Like, oh man, there's a hierarchy. There's people I have to report to. Like, how do I do the best thing in this role with my coworkers, with my superior or supervisor, manager? Like, what is the best way to excel of our mission statement of Cobble Modern or the company? Like, what is our North Star to, and the role that I play in with this, again, entity? How do I do it the best way to excel whatever it is that we're trying to do?
Mm.
I think you can kind of maybe do it both. Yeah. Or even just being with friends. Like, this is my friend group, this is my class. How do I be the best person for each and each specific individual? And then now into your 30s, like friend groups that you have, like how do I be that, like, also for this group or this group, different
Mm.
friend groups, I
Like different
guess.
contexts, what role you play, and how you
Yeah.
want to like achieve whatever is goal that you have in that situation.
Yeah, because I think even what Ken was saying, you, of course, obviously interact with different parts, different people, different walks of life, which we all do in every specific like hub that you're part of, every different community. And for me, I just always try to kind of think of ways of what is my role in this relationship and how do I excel at this for them, even for me too.
Mm.
Yeah, I think my biggest kind of going off of that, my biggest learning experience happened more in hindsight, but looking back at my very last year as a cord, like being now in a leadership position and looking back at all the times I have made so many mistakes and I have a lot of like, oh, I shouldn't have
Mm.
said that this way versus what I said, or maybe I shouldn't actually have said those words. That has actually shaped how now I treat my individual patients because now I spend one-on-one time with people who are now looking to me for help.
Right.
And so knowing, I think it's like the two extremes, like so many like bad things happened, I guess, that year in my eyes, like of personal, I feel like I was a person that I didn't necessarily think I was at the time, like let's just say the extreme, like as I was a monster, right? But after reflecting on how I was and how I treated people back then and apologizing to people who I've done wrong to, now doing that moving forward, I can then use that as a way to do better for the people who are now counting on me in this moment moving forward,
Yeah.
you know? it's tough. It's tough being reflective because, oh God, I'm getting emotional. But I think it's
She's getting the
important.
job.
I think it's important to like also recognize your mistakes that you've made because that's how you will really realize how you're going to grow or who the person that you want to be. And like, I don't know, you self shape and no one is going to change you except for you. And so you have to figure out what direction you want to go towards. But it's always important to reflect on where you came from.
Mm.
And I think, yeah, I guess that's like one of my regrets is being a crazy person. But that those mistakes have now shaped me to be a better person today.
Mm. Yeah, always have this stance of we talk about regrets, especially on the show, like biggest regret, whatever, and I don't regret anything. Everything turned out, great, or I wouldn't want to change anything, and that's great. But my stance is that it's okay and good to have regrets in the sense of not weighing you down, but because it should be a reminder to be a better person, to learn from your mistakes. Because I would say if you lean too much into the let's not regret anything, then what have you learned?
Right.
Right. But I don't want to say proudly hang up my regrets, but I would say I know what my regrets are and I don't let it weigh me down, but I do know that it's always there and because it keeps me accountable to be a better person and not make those same mistakes. I was gonna ask just because on that point, so I know Alex and June, you guys were coordinators for the team, and then obviously Ken has been a director for Kaba Kids. And we haven't been directors or coordinators on the team, but how would you guys explain or maybe contrast going in first year into now being in a leadership position or even like an oldie, super oldie position? How, like, what is that dynamic change or difference? Anything stand out to you guys?
I think it's trying to figure out how you personally are as a leader versus just mimicking what the previous leadership was before.
Mm,
But the reason I wanted to become a leader was that I could make some change, like just positive growth. But I was still stuck. I think there was like this weird switch for me where I is it regress or digress? I always get those.
both, same time.
But like I think I regressed to the Filipino culture of like I deserve respect. Like you have to give me respect just because I'm in this leadership position, even though like I have done nothing on my end to give you respect.
Mm.
And so it's hard because in the back of my mind when I interviewed, I'm like, I'm gonna do all these things and I want to be this person. But then once you're in that position, like I don't know.
When the heat is on and the pressure's on.
Yeah, you
Mm.
just I personally turned into this person that I'm just like, where am I? Who am I? I have no idea what kind of person I am anymore. And so it's always hard when you're trying to make the hard decisions because you're the person that's going to get blamed for someone's stuff, right? Everyone's not going to be happy, but you have to make the hard decisions for the whole of the team, and then you have to live with those hard feelings that you get because you want to please everyone and you think that you're doing things with good intention and which you can still be doing, but at the same time like you want to make everyone happy and you just can't. And so it's having to live with that and be okay with that, but also again reflect on maybe you need to also do something about yourself. Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be happy.
What?
Every
That's the job of
every
leadership is to
day-
make
every
100%
day
of
I
people
make
happy.
someone upset.
Is someone off today?
honestly,
Oh my
at
It's actually a
goodness.
goal of mine to
every-
make
every
someone
day,
upset.
man.
No, Hung wasn't
No
even
one's
recording.
ever
We made
happy.
everyone.
Yeah, I didn't even have to.
It's like, I
be
had
in
the
a
same
leadership
experience.
position. I did it from the bottom.
It's like, it's my duty to piss everyone
Out
off.
of here.
No, I think I can attest to that with June. It's a very different. The dynamic is really tough. I think becoming a coordinator, especially my first year. I mean, you all were on the team. It was tough to find that
Yeah,
difference.
that year sucked.
It was really hard, man. Because I mean, when you're not in the leadership like position, it's very easy for people to talk to you as someone not in a position of power, right? Like they can kind of talk to you about everything, whatever they're feeling about. But when you become a person of, again, position of leadership, when they talk to you, it's just very different because now they're also thinking like, oh, this is my coordinator. Like they're gonna decide whatever I say to them, what decision is gonna make for the team. It's just very, very tough. And what was June was saying too, it's like you have to just kind of suck it up and have to make people mad, which is very, very hard, especially with a team that, again, we're all doing this for like non-pay. Everyone's willingly to give up their hours, their nights for work, like not working or studying to do this thing. Of course, you want to make them happy because this is like their safe haven, their escape from everything else. And then you also make it stressful for them. It's like, it's hard to find the right balance. And I don't think there is a correct balance or right balance to do that, but just being so delicately intuitive of the details of the decisions that you have to make for the team was surgically hard, and trying to do what was best and also be unbiased on how you felt about the person or the overall pulse for the team and what is best for the team or what's best for like this person or the future or right now. It's like a juggling kind of, phenomenon that you had to just kind of just go with it and just trust yourself. But it's hard to trust yourself when you're like 21 years old
Yeah.
leading
Yeah.
21-year-olds.
I was about to say I couldn't
know?
imagine leading a team like that, like
Yeah.
in my early 20s. And some people are older than you, and some people are better dancers than you, except for Alex. But because then it's like
No.
then you have to make those decisions, and you're not sure about yourself. Like I don't think I could do that. Even now, being a director on my team, like it's a little bit easier with more perspective. But they really don't treat me as a friend and more as like a director. But like I'm like I don't know, respect to you guys because doing that like your third, fourth year in college is like I don't know how you would manage that.
Yeah, it was hard, man.
It was hard.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like even just what dances to put in, right? Like, oh man, I think my choreography is like great to be on the set.
Yeah, you never put my pieces in now.
But then even just things
He
like
just-
that,
he
like
just puts invented sex in
oh
3
man,
times.
Alex is of course he's gonna have a piece. He's the coordinator now.
I
right?
know.
It's like, but if I feel like it is right, you just kind of have to do it, and that's what's best for the team. But also, like, it kind of just dawns on you, like, man, if I put my own piece in this, like, will people even want to dance it? I don't know. And you just kind of second guess, like, when I'm teaching or I'm blocking, like, do they even like
Me?
this?
Oh.
Yeah, kind of,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like this is my piece. I'm the coordinator now,
Mhm.
and is this the right, I don't know, way to kind of go about it, or do I just think, I don't know, do I not put my own piece in to appease everyone else with the mood be a lot better?
Mhm.
But no, it's like I feel like this competition set is best for this. But are they going to even be happy dancing with it? Because dance is also a part of joy that we do. It's not just like a business thing where it's so transactional.
Mhm.
So it's just give or take. It's tough.
Yeah. Every decision
Right.
was not black and white, even though most people carry it at face value. They don't understand how long it takes to come to a decision. And we always weigh like the pros and cons. And, we never take anything just, we never like do just something impulsively. Everything is with intention. And even if it is hard decision on everyone else, it's still overall like what we thought was the best decision at the time, you know?
And no matter what happens, it's your fault, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's just how leadership is.
It is always, yeah.
I think I would say like being a Kava Modern coordinator is probably the most rewarding, unrewarding experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like unrewarding in the sense of like not getting that sort of like, good job. Thanks for being our cord.
I mean, yes, we got that,
Yeah.
but of course, everything is in such a like microscope that if one thing is off, you're gonna feel the heat. And again, being a leadership, you're not there for the praise, right? You're not. You shouldn't. I don't think you should be.
Mhm.
Depends on what leadership position it is, but like, yeah, anything that does go wrong, you're at the top of the food chain, so it's gonna be your fault, no matter what. So it's tough not to think like that when things don't go perfectly. You're like, dang, it's our fault. It's like my fault. Even if everything in general, big picture wise, it's fine. But if like one thing is wrong and it's not even your fault or an intentional fault,
It's still
like,
your
man,
responsibility.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys, since you were in a leadership position pretty early in your adulthood,
Mm.
did it turn you away or turn
Oh,
you
that's a good
off
question.
to the idea of being a leader in when you started working, or were you more welcoming of it because you enjoyed it enough? Because you did say, I mean, there's pros and cons, right? You enjoy it, but you don't enjoy
Mhm.
it. And it is very true what you're saying. Even though I wasn't a court or anything on Kaba Modern, in day to day work, it's exactly the same thing if you're in a leadership position. So, yeah, how do you feel?
Well, when I was in PT school, we had a like student PTA club, and I knew I wanted to be in leadership again for the reasons of like, well, I want to be able to contribute. I want to be able to like have these ideas. I don't want to just be throwing my ideas to someone else and seeing them try to execute them for me. So I want to be on that leadership board. But knowing how I was before, I didn't want to be the top person. So I was like, let me try vice president, and still be up there, but not like be the person
Mhm.
because I didn't want that flack. Um, but I think if you're just even in a leadership position, it doesn't matter what title you have because you still have equal parts voice. You're just in charge of a section that you're in charge of,
Mm.
right? So it's like, okay, I had responsibilities for this, but just because this person is, let's say, like treasurer or secretary, doesn't make them any less important with their voice or with their opinions as me, who's in a vice president position. So I really could have done anything. I'm just in charge of that section. So I feel like it kind of both, like it has helped me be a better leader, but also now I know my boundaries. Now I know myself. I'm a bit more understanding of what I can bring to the table, but also uh, treat people with more kindness and respect and use, again, like my past experiences as a way to steer how I'm going to be doing whatever I'm doing now.
Mm.
Hmm.
So it just helped you understand what kind of leader you want to be, and not so
Mhm.
much that you don't want to be one at all anymore.
Mhm.
Is yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like I don't think, like even as a PT, everyone's like, "Oh, so when are you opening up your own practice?" And I'm like, "I am not ever doing that because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of just management and there's so much responsibility and there's just all this other stuff that you have to take care of. But also like I just want to be able to do what I want to do well. I want to be able to treat people and do that well and not have to think about managing other people and having them do their job well. Like I just want to do what I'm doing well at this point. And if I can be the best person in my company of that, like if I level up to like we have tiers like PT1, PT2, PT3, cool. If I can ever be like a PT3, that's great. But I don't think I could ever be the manager of all the PTs because that's no longer where my strengths lie. My strengths lie in my skills that I can provide as a provider versus
Mm.
a manager, a leader of the PTs,
Mm.
if that makes sense. So like if I were to go back on to modern, I would want to be maybe like team captain rather than like coordinator. I would want to be the best dancer and be a role model for my teammates rather than okay guys, like we got to really hunker down and I have to like be this disciplinarian, but like that's just not me. Like I feel like that's what I've learned about myself.
Mhm.
Alex?
Yeah, I think kind of the same with June. I mean, once I got off of modern, I actually felt like, man, I don't want to do this like anymore. This was really, really hard. It did shut me off a little bit in terms of dance as a whole. I think after 2014 Vibe, Super Bowl of the year, I was like, man, dancing, I'm done with dancing. I don't want to dance anymore. Then I found Culture Shock. Um, but Culture Shock really showed me, I think, that you can also be a leader without being in a role. And I think that's where I thrived in. Kind of
Mhm.
the same what June was saying. Like I knew when I was on Culture Shock, like I didn't want to be a coordinator in terms of managing people. I just wanted to be again like almost like a team captain. I was never a team captain per se, but I played a role where like I led in different ways, just not in a way that I probably did with Kaba Modern.
Mm.
You know, not to say that I don't want to do that, but I knew that in that sense that the best like Alex for that like role in this team is to probably not be a coordinator or a director. Not to say that it was like it shunned me away from it, but I wanted to thrive in that role more than managing people. Yeah. So in terms of like dance, that's what happened. With work, it's kind of similar too. Like, I mean, I work with like HVAC and refrigeration, kind of what June was saying. Like people sometimes ask me, "Hey, we're gonna put up like your own business." Like, man, I don't know if I want to put up my own business. It's like it's a lot of work and a lot of people managing, even more than the skill itself. And I think going back to what June was saying too, like I want to be better at the skill first, or better at what I'm doing, and then maybe down the line it might happen, it might not. But in terms of being a leadership for people, that's a different skill that I could develop again or want to push more for, but not right now. There's just a lot to consider and a lot to put energy on while I want to build up skills before that, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But you're like head of whatever you do, right? What is it that you do?
You're chief.
You're
of-
ahead, right?
I'm a
You're the
chief of
person.
HR, right?
currently
Chief of
chief of
Chief
staff.
of staff. There it is.
You're the staff
Yeah.
of chief head.
So,
Chief
like,
head.
do you ever take what you've experienced?
Whoa.
Experience.
You've
Experience.
experienced in from KM to what you're doing now?
Yeah, he
The
goes
short
to
answer is
Jitterbug.
not so much, because I didn't have a leadership position in Cabo Modern. I was kind of like at least my older year, I was more of what you described as I didn't have a title. I was just leading through
Being
Example.
old.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was putting out pieces.
Role
and
model.
I was trying to be a good role model.
Yeah.
So, but like I kind of learned the things that I learned that you guys learned as chords later in life when I started to become more of a leader, when I started managing people, and even every day now, it's about trying to find a balance of things and not pissing people off too much.
But still pissing them
But
off.
it's hard. It's so hard because some people you just disagree with wholeheartedly.
You just
Yeah.
want to piss them off. You see their face, and I just want to make your day terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't actually get much from Cabo Modern for my career, but that's why I wanted to ask you guys that question, because I just wonder if my career would have maybe turned out a little bit differently if I had that experience earlier in life.
Mm.
I
Did you want to
think
be chord for Modern at one time?
absolutely I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did apply for it, and I didn't get it. And in the
year
beginning
was
of
that?
older year, I
2012.
was
Beginning of old year.
pretty bummed out. Yeah, but
Mm.
I think once the year started, I saw how relaxing it could be to just do my own
Wait a minute.
thing.
This is way easier.
And I was like, yeah, this is fine. This is
Man,
cool.
grass
Yeah.
is greener.
I did not see that year where you two kind of took the reins, because by that time I was already out. So I don't really know what happened then.
It's kind of rough, honestly.
Yeah, I heard stories. I moved to NorCal by then, so I
Right.
think I didn't even know. Yeah.
What about you, Ken? I know you were director for Cabo Kids later on in your life, not in college, right? So I'm sure your experience was a little bit different.
You were in college.
I was.
Oh, you
yeah.
were? Okay, never
I
mind.
directed Copycats at the same time I was
Right,
on Modern. I think very fortunately, I think actually directing kids is much easier than directing adults. Because I think they're more open-minded personally, and they absorb more of what you have to say, and because like you are more of an adult's
Mm.
authority figure.
Not just like their peer who's
Yeah.
like younger than them sometimes.
Yeah, they are much more receptive, in my opinion. And I mean, that comes with trade offs, because, like, if you make a mistake, I feel like you feel it much more.
Mhm.
And I feel like when you're young, everything is like so important. It's like different things become so much more impactful. Like, for example, if you like shut down a kid's self esteem, that could like really affect them their whole life. And you never ever want to be in a position to do that. You want to cultivate the best experience for them as you can. But sometimes it's hard, because when you're young, like, you want to do a lot. You want to be like the star. You want to choreograph. You want to do all these things, and we can only give so much opportunity. And sometimes, like, they need more like training or something. And so balancing that was the difficult part, I would say. It's like, how can you do what's best for the team, but also trying to do what's best for each individual person. And you, of course, want everyone to leave your team like happy and with as little regrets as possible. But like I mentioned on my podcast, I think I made a lot of mistakes for sure. There's a lot of things I could have done better, not just with the kids, but with my co-directors. And that's something I still think about. How like randomly I'm just like, man, like I should have went about this issue like differently, and if I could go back in time, I would do it. But life goes on, and I try to remember those lessons in my life, and I'm very grateful, especially for the parents who were so patient with us because as I get older, I'm thinking like, damn, like these parents like really trusted us, our like early 20s with their
Mhm.
kids, um, and really trusted us to really make them the best dancers or people they could be. And yeah, I think for the most part, we did pretty okay. And I feel very proud when I see them move on to be successful in other parts of their lives, whether it's in dance professionally or just as people, educationally, or whatever. So, yeah. So, my experience as a director was probably much, much different, just
Right.
by the nature of the people
The team that you're
I was over.
directing. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I definitely remember being an oldie and a super oldie. Like I
Mhm.
did not envy being in the position of courtship. I got to see like firsthand like how um little or how much heat they would be under, and it's hard to watch, because transparently I did not agree with everything they did, but I did understand everything they did, and I think that was like really important for me to have like empathy and like just to be supportive because I think when you are not in a position of leadership, but your peers are, it's very important to support them and to make them feel like they're doing a good job. Because I think, all things considered, I do think they did a good job, especially within the circumstances that were given. And I do think they deserve more appreciation for that time that we were in. Um, but like Hung said, not being a chord has its perks.
Mhm.
You get to I always like the bench in the back left corner in the darkness.
Mm.
Every time there's a chord meeting, I remember at least our super oldie year, it was just me and Saya as the super oldies. And so we would look at the chords in their meeting and we could tell they're a little stressed and we'd be like, it's nice to be over here.
I think that's crazy. I totally forgot like the corners where it's like newbies, returners, oldies, super oldies are like the chords.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so. I wish I could go back and just like observe everything.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
technically
cool.
the bench we were at was traditionally the returner bench,
Oh,
but I liked it a lot. So um, I
you're like super early privileges.
I abused my power a little. I mean, I was like, you guys can have that one, or you guys can pick a different one. But
Yeah.
me and Sire, we're keeping this one.
Mm.
And I don't know if the other oldies felt similarly, but they were gracious enough to just share a smaller bench with us.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with what Alex said when he was on Culture Shock, where you don't have to be a director or have a title to be a leader. And so that's definitely what I tried to be as an oldie and a super oldie, because I mean, you want to make the job of your chords easier. And so you want to lead by example. Like you want to be on time, you want to know your pieces. Like you don't want to ever air your grievances publicly during rehearsal. You want to talk with them privately and stuff like that. And so I think I had to I felt very blessed and privileged that I think a lot of people um, showed me a lot of respect, just because they liked me, and I think that's really nice. Like you don't have to justify your actions, like, but yeah, leadership is hard. It's very hard, and it's very selfless. I
Mhm.
think anyone who steps into a volunteer
Thankless.
position,
Yeah.
um,
For
where
free.
yeah, they don't get paid and literally all they think about is the team they're running. I think that's the most selfless thing you can do. And yeah, and I'm proud that I got to dance with them and be under their leadership, and they yeah, they made the experience really good. I can walk away from modern being happy, and that's like it's more than what you can ask for.
Mhm.
I have a question for everyone, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Uh,
No.
so we all kind of killed ourselves in college to be part of this thing
What?
where we're trying to
Yeah.
be world champions of dance, right? And
Which we achieved.
whether we achieved it or not doesn't
did.
really matter. It was more of,
Can.
we're all trying to do a thing,
Mm.
and we all felt, of course, the difficulties of it, but also all the reward that comes out of it. Have you felt that way with anything else in your life since?
Sorry, what feeling
Like
of
the feeling of working super hard as a unit for a thing, maybe outside of dance.
Mm,
Unless you went to another team.
right.
You did the same thing, right? Like, that's not really what I'm asking about. Because I think that will naturally happen if you're on another team and you're doing the same thing. But like, has that experience ever carried over to another activity or another thing in your life?
For me, not really, because I've never done anything as intense, of course, like with the intensity of dancing and the commitment to it. So I feel like I've achieved things and with groups of people personally, but nothing that feels as intense because this environment was more intense. But
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys think anything else.
I would agree that just because of the amount of ourselves we poured into dance, it's probably very difficult to replicate that. But I think for me, I have like a funny story. I went to an anime convention in San Jose, and they had like video game tournaments there, and my friends wanted to enter one for Valorant, which is like a shooting game, and it requires 5 people, and they had 4, and so they were like asking all our friends like who would want to be the fill in the fifth, and um, I they asked me once, and I was like, no, it's okay, like I don't like play that much, like it's you guys could probably find someone better, and then, so they asked everyone, and they came back to me, and then I felt like I should say yes, because if I don't say yes, then they won't be able to participate. And so I said yes, and then we did it, and it was like a really cool experience because it's like a very team based game, and these are some people I only met like that day, but we actually placed top 4 in that tournament.
Wow,
How
man.
fun,
But
dude!
it
That's
was
sick.
it was really really fun. Like obviously, like you can play games online, but doing it in person, like sitting next to people you are like working together with, and we were like trying to come up with like last minute strats and stuff, and we're trying to divvy up the roles and all that. That's definitely, I feel like, a core memory, even though that moment was like so fleeting. And I felt like it's probably what it's like people who are like really into sports who join like a league or a team or anything. So yeah, I feel like that was kind of like a cool window, like, oh, this is like what it's like to compete again. Even though our environment was pretty lax still, like people were very patient and gracious. Even though there was like a disparity in skill level, but I had so much fun that tournament, and it was like cool to experience like that feeling of camaraderie or coming together for a singular purpose.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That was cool.
for sure.
I thought it would be League, not Valorant.
Yeah, I don't think I could get top 4 in league ever, but Valorant was fun. I definitely got carried, but it was really fun for sure.
Anyone else?
I kind of asked because, not that we're maybe chasing that feeling, but it's interesting to think that that time has passed and it may not happen again. Kind of thought.
Maybe.
With all this reminiscing we're doing, But I don't know when the next time I will feel that way, like how I felt after a competition, getting off the stage, that high. I don't know where that's going to come from again.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Your next dance team.
Yeah. Or join the military. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
that-
I don't think I've been part of a group like this after modern, where I was part of a team and then I had to carry my own weight like that, and we were working towards something, and then we just created something. So yeah, you're right. I don't know if that will ever happen again, at least for me, unless I join something. But I feel like individually, like running these half marathons I've been doing and like putting in the work myself and having the discipline to run these miles that I have no desire to do and then finishing the race.
Wait, why are you doing it then?
Yeah, you have no.
Oh, okay.
Someone's forcing you?
My
Blink
well,
twice if you're okay.
my best friend all of a sudden became very, very like into running. And she's never been this type of person before. And so her goal was to do the LA Marathon. And so in solidarity, I was like, okay, I'll train with you. But it turns out that bitch is fast. And so as I'm running with her, she's like smoking me. But I'm like, you know what? At least you have company. And we've only ran one race together. And she's been doing a whole bunch of other races. But like we're doing the SF half together next week. And so it's like, I'm just being a good
Wow.
sport
You're
for
a good
her.
friend. You're a great friend, June.
That's great.
But yeah, like it's just not my thing. But I feel like, in theory, as a physical therapist, I know how to run and I know all the things that will make me a good runner. But because there's zero passion, zero desire,
No passion.
there's
No
none.
energy.
Nope.
I'm just like, it's hard to even get myself to do the things I know I should be doing. But I do it anyways, only because Alex forces me to do it.
Nice.
My Alex. So,
Mine, Alex's.
There's a lot of Alexes.
yes. But, I think that's the closest I'll ever get to getting that type of like reward. Like I finished that Disney half marathon in February, and literally as I was crossing the line, tears were coming down my
Yeah.
face, and more tears. But it's like, oh, I did it.
All right, first place. Just take, just take the trophy, June. Stop crying.
But it's funny because like, I had my other family members, like my nephew was running it, Alex was running it, and other people running it, and they were already done like an hour before me. And they're like, yeah, I've been waiting here for a long time. And I'm like, I don't care. I did it. I'm with you now. I'm past the finish line. Like to me, that is such a big win. So it's not like it was a team effort, but like for myself, just creating that goal, sticking to that goal and finishing it was probably again like the closest I've been to victory with doing something on a dance team. Yeah.
Nice.
Want to go running? Will you be my buddy?
Uh,
I was gonna say now I want to do a marathon just so I can ask June to join me and make her
Oh,
suffer.
God.
Like I'm only doing this to make June suffer.
I can't tell you how many times I've been asked in my 30s to
Really?
run a marathon, and
the
I've
thing you do
rejected
now.
every single one.
Yeah, it's
Smart.
the thing you do now as a millennial in your 30s. You just start running and you play golf, which now I'm also doing.
Ah,
Let's golf. I'll golf.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
wanting to golf more, but I have no time. But I would love to make time for golf.
Perfect. Help me.
any other thoughts or topics that you guys want to bring up? I have a couple, but I wonder if you guys have anything.
I just have more of a comment that feeling of accomplishment.
Right.
It doesn't happen at work, doesn't it?
What?
course.
Like it's so hard to find that same feeling at work, even though everyone's technically working toward
Yeah.
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think if someone can figure out how to get everyone to feel that way at work, then
Do you guys
Then
do like
it'd be
icebreakers
amazing.
or like team building activities?
I think something has to do with money and how money is involved that kind of distorts
Obviously.
everyone's purpose for being there. And
Mm.
but if there was a way to give people money and they're all excited to be there and they would
Right.
be like, yeah, I don't even need to get paid and I'd be here.
Maybe
If
need
you
to
could
join
figure
like
that out, you would
Silicon
have
Valley
the best
startup
company
or
in the
something.
world.
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe join a startup or something, but no pay.
Yeah. Hey, you want to
Apparently
join my
that's-
startup? But
that's
also, there's no pay.
Yeah, that's where people get that rush, like startup, and then the potential of selling it and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's because with dance or like team based stuff, you have something that unifies everyone, like
Yeah.
dance or like
Yeah.
a sport. But with work, what unifies everyone is
Money.
Yeah,
It's money.
trying to survive, right?
Yeah.
So
We love surviving.
yeah, it's expensive though.
Enjoy nonprofit, maybe.
Yeah,
There's a
Mhm.
common goal for something.
But Hung loves profit. That's
I do love
I
profit.
know you're just talking about venture capitalists.
He
Or
loves
you can do
profiting.
some volunteer work on
That's
your own
true.
and not have work be the thing that gives you fulfillment in that way. You can just have an extracurricular for yourself.
Golf.
running.
Running.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going off of that question, Hung, I think Ken can attest to this too, but that feeling of rush, for sure, culture shock. Our last show, my last show was immersive, and it was like sort of like movie set / Hell Weeks / production of like a show.
Mhm.
But we did this show like 8 times.
Oh.
So that rush was like, it just kept going. And that was like the time that I felt that very similarly of how I felt on Cabo Modern. So,
It's
I mean,
amazing.
yeah, not like, it was still in a dance form,
Mhm.
but that was very, very similar to how I felt, or with you guys, was with Culture Shock for sure.
Join another dance team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
my bones,
No.
my knees.
I heard a
Or
quote.
just like create a goal for yourself and like something that feels almost impossible. and
Oh,
then
shit.
create a plan to just meet small milestones, and all of a sudden you have achieved all of these victories towards your big goal.
Would you have to say, Ken?
I was gonna say about your knees. I heard a quote that if you can run, your knees are fine. So, if you want to improve in the health of your knees,
Mm.
I heard someone in our group is trying to find a running buddy.
Oh
I
god.
got another run coming up
Yeah.
in February.
Yeah.
I've always fantasized about being like a long distance runner, but I'm like, okay, not yet. I'll know when the time's right.
The
But
time is never right. Just do it,
no,
JR.
the time is always
Right
going to
now.
be after
No,
this moment.
do it.
It's
Come
tomorrow.
on.
It's always gonna
It's
be
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
It's never
Always
good.
tomorrow's
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow's problem.
No, I know. I know there
tomorrow.
will be a period in time. I'm pretty confident that I'll get into it. Like, mark my words. But it's just not right now. But I've always fantasized about running.
Why not now?
Just a little bit.
I
at
have
a
stuff
time.
that I have committed to. So like, I don't like to pick up more commitments because when I commit to something, I just do it. Like, I get a summer bowling pass. I'm going every day.
Dude, this guy's.
You got a summer
bowler.
bowling pass?
Yeah, I go every day. So like that's why I make commitments very like rarely because I fully commit to them. Like this podcast, like 50
Got it.
episodes, 2025. I'm doing it. Like I have a few more episodes left. So that's the only reason why I don't like to. But I know what I want to do. Yeah.
Cool.
Good for you guys, man. Running is not for me.
Yeah.
I do not like running.
It's not,
It's not for me.
No.
I'll play pickleball before.
I'll do
I
any
run.
other cardio besides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to join a dance team?
Wait, yeah. There's a team called Culture Shock. You should join.
I think you do really well.
Yeah. You want that feeling of
I think
fulfillment?
Legacy is looking for people.
I
Hey,
think
you're-
Legacy
you're
is
a
looking for
people.
people. We need people.
You guys want to do over on your chord year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So either two questions. One is going to be, what is something that you have wondered about someone else in this room that you've never asked, or maybe you have, I don't know, I'm just curious. Or two, what are your aspirations for the next 15 years? Like if you were to fast forward 15 years, here's your goals.
That's a loaded question.
Wondering about someone else about anything.
Yeah, like anyone here. Like, oh, I was wondered, I don't know, Ken, whatever. Yeah. Unless we all just know everything.
All right,
about each
JR,
other.
this is for you then.
Yeah.
What's your biggest insecurity?
Biggest insecurity?
So I feel like you do so much inner work. You read so many books. You talk to so many people. What about you? What is like something that you kind of still are working at, and it's hard for you to kind of get over that hump? You know what I mean? I don't know, because obviously you do so much work on yourself. I feel like you're very in tune with who you are. But what is something that you feel like is still insecurity for yourself?
Yeah. I would say just honestly and vulnerably, I feel like I don't want to say not good enough, but I want to say that like I'm never pretty enough, like good looking enough, especially like in the age of social media where it's like that's what's put on a pedestal is your aesthetics. Being surrounded like in the K-pop cover community where aesthetics, dressing up, makeup is all the thing, and that's the things I don't like. But because I'm surrounded by that all the time, this is what your value is as a person, is how you look. And that's why I've been slowly trying to wean off social media because I don't like the feeling of, I don't want to say depression, but like the feeling of having to be compared by a value that I don't care about. And so I think that's what's been informing me to not want to be on social media and really focus on what I care about. And also being in the space of K-pop cover dancing, I made a commitment to be the longest person in this team. So I'm going to do it. But I don't know how I'm going to survive my last year this year because I don't like being in that environment. Like I love my friends and my team and all that stuff, but just the nature of what we do and what we prioritize, what they prioritize is looking good, dancing with beautiful K-pop idols. And I'm like, I could give like a crap about these idols. Like I don't care that they're good looking or that they're okay dancers. And so being in that space for this long, I'm like, ugh, I don't like how this makes me feel. But other than that, that's the biggest thing.
Are you committed?
I committed, so I have to stay in this environment.
Doing
But I'm open about not liking being here.
Mhm.
But I'm also a leader, so I don't want to make that show too much
Mhm.
and be like, yeah, I'm only here to help you guys out, but I really hate being here. Like it's not like that exactly, but that's what it feels like. It's like I don't feel like I belong here anymore. But
How long have you been doing this?
so when I finish this upcoming year, it'll be 7.8 years.
Wow.
And I've been a director for this is going to be my 4th year. So I'm definitely feeling burnt out as a leader and not being appreciated. And we've changed the team so much. Like from when I joined, like 6.5 years ago, it's like night and day of the culture, and that's what I've always wanted was a team that feels welcoming, kind of like not the opposite of modern, but there's no hierarchy. Everyone feels like heard and seen, and stuff that I've learned in my adult life will make us a good performing team. And so I wanted to implement that there. And we've done a great job that now it almost feels like there's this entitlement of, oh, this is how it is. It's so good. But I'm like, but we put in so much work to make it good.
Yeah.
And then they don't see that. And that's also not their fault for not being able to see how bad I was before they joined the team. But for me, I'm like, okay, well, no one appreciates this. So let me just write out my last year and then, move on.
We're gonna move on to
Running.
yes.
Running, bowling, this podcast, relationship coaching. I have like a huge list. But anyways, back to you guys. Things you wanted to know about each other. Thanks for the question, Alex.
Of course, man.
Questions you had about other people here, or where do you envision yourself in 15 years?
I'm curious as to what Hung wants to do in 15 years.
Volunteered. He wants to be the first billionaire from Modern.
No.
Like what are you, or I guess like do you have any goals right now that you're working towards?
The only goal that I am mostly focused on right now is I need a bigger house. And I'm doing everything I can to afford a bigger house. It doesn't have to be a mansion. It doesn't have to be like super nice or anything like that. But
Why do you want a bigger
Yeah, I was
house?
about to ask that.
oh yeah.
question.
Well, I have a 2-bedroom townhouse and I work from home. So every room is occupied, right? You have a bedroom, you have an office. And my girlfriend moved in earlier this year. So now we share that space. And so if I don't know if I want to start a family, I've been kind of going back and forth about that. But if I did, I absolutely would need at least one other room, preferably 2 more. So, and a 3-car garage, It's got to put the gym in the garage or something. And then you have like 2 of my cars and she could park on the driveway.
So,
Dang.
Yeah, so right now it sounds like I'm just working toward a thing to have a thing, but I think it's a sense of stability that I'm looking for of like, I don't want to have to worry about not having enough room for the people that I want to have in my life or the things that I need in my life. And right now it's a little, I'm already playing this game where I feel like I don't have enough space for the things that I want. And especially if I have a kid or something, then there absolutely is not enough space for their things and the things that I need to support them for. So
teach your kids to be minimalist. You're like, here, you get one
Right.
blanket,
one toy.
one toy.
But I have 3 cars.
but Dad has 3 cars.
And a gym in the garage.
But I just do want to say, going with that, I think back when I was younger, I felt like there's something that I had to prove to other people and I had to have maybe nice things or I have to dress a certain way. And I think as I've gotten older, for some reason, it's kind of gone away a little bit. It's not going to go away completely because you still have to care about how you look to some degree and you still have to care about how you come off. But those luxury items, you're starting to see how they're less and less important compared to other things like your relationships and things like stability and just being able to live comfortably and maybe focus more on your happiness versus because the tangible things give you temporary happiness but not long-term happiness. So like my long-term happiness is living close to a 99 ranch and a park.
There you go.
and having enough space in my house for the things that I want. And so hopefully I could get to that. And just, I guess, going off of that, recently a friend of mine pretty much purchased their forever home and they have a family with 2 kids. And I kind of wonder, like, once I get there, because they just got there, and I asked them the same question, what now? Like, what are you working toward now other than, okay, I just want to make sure that my family is taken care of? But I think at that point, you're not thinking about, oh, do I want the next biggest house? Maybe, right? Maybe when we get there, we're going to want, it's like when you buy your dream car, you have another dream car, right? Because you're going to get your Lambo in 15, like less than 15
Yeah.
years, I'm sure.
Yeah, less than 15. 13.
But 13.
13 and a half.
Yeah. But right now, that's kind of all I'm focused on. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't think that I need like $20 million in order to achieve what I need. But at the same time, money is just tough for everybody. And so I'm just trying my best.
Would you be open to moving? out of
Absolutely
cost
not.
of living.
I am
Ah,
so
there you go.
adamant
You can have a
that I
mansion
can make
right
it.
now,
Yeah, you can
Tennessee
live
or
in
whatever.
Texas.
That's
Nice.
absolutely an option, and
Yeah.
everyone has that option. But something about me is just I'm stubborn that I can make it in this. I can make it and be in the place that I want to live. I don't want to have to sacrifice it. And if it came down to it where I really had to make a choice, then I think I'll take it into consideration.
Mm.
But at this
Not
point,
right
I
now.
want to make it my goal that I'm going to be able to afford where I want to live.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I relate to that because I'm not willing to sacrifice the location of where I want to live because it's convenient. It feels like home. It's
Mhm.
close to my work. I don't really want to spend a lot of time commuting, and so all these all these things that take up time. Time is valuable. I want to make sure that I'm living with a lot of comfort, and if I'm not working towards the next best thing, then at least I'm living within my means of how can I make my now the best.
Right.
So yeah, cool.
What's
I
your
hope
goal in 15 years?
kind of the same, like bigger space. I envision that I have hopefully a family of 1, 2, 3, 5. I don't know. We'll see how many I can
Wow.
afford.
The number
Damn.
kept
How
going
many I
up.
can, how many I can afford? As of right now, I cannot afford a single
So big
single.
family,
Yeah,
as
but
big
like
as possible.
as big as I can afford, honestly. Which is 0 right now. But yeah, that's what I'm working towards, and hopefully still on the west side because that's home to me, and um staying stable with my job, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing all these other side hustles as much when I have a family, but at least right now that's what I'm doing to supplement my needs. And yeah, the hustle is hard to just get your monetary financial needs met, but as of right now, since we are childless, it's a little bit easier to grind a little bit more. But 15 years, what year even is that? 2040?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like such a long ways away. But like 15 years ago, right? We were just in college. I couldn't even, back then, I don't think I could imagine myself being where I am right now, 15 years
Mhm.
from that point. And so we'll see. It's hard to say.
Just got a UGC a house. A bigger
UGC house, a whole
Yeah.
house.
They could just give you a
A
house.
whole
And
house.
like,
You
look,
know,
I'll
Right?
promote this house.
I know
Yeah.
some people who've done UGC for cars,
Oh,
but they've
that's
had to
crazy.
give the car back. But
Ah,
they've had
boo.
it for like a couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
That's
So
like
they can like
a
test
couple
drive.
weeks.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say
Like,
years. It's like a
no,
lease.
like rent
Couple
it out. But
years.
like they've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like no one's given me a car to just like have and take
Drive, yeah,
videos.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you can still make it work that way too. I don't know how social media is going to be in 15 years from now though.
True.
We'll see.
What about you, Ken? Thoughts? Either of those?
I think it's hard to say what life will be like in 15 years, but I mean, like the checklist goals is like to be happy at whatever job I'm at, to have a house, hopefully single family, to have traveled to a couple places,
A couple Japans twice.
a couple
Japans.
yeah,
North Japan, South Japan.
to live somewhere not in SoCal for a little bit or something like that. I don't know if I have like really super duper concrete goals besides like the
Mhm.
typical ones like indicators of like financial securement or success. But I hope to. I think one of the most important things I want to do is hopefully in 15 years to still maintain a lot of the relationships that are important to me and
Mm.
still to keep connections with the people who are close to me and who have been a big part of my life. And so, yeah, I think something like that is really what I want to prioritize outside of like saving up for a house and being able to live comfortably and stuff like that.
Yeah, us three are like, you guys are like, oh, well, we want a bigger house. And we're like, you guys have houses?
Yeah.
What's a
I
house?
I just have a room.
You have a room?
What's a living
What is that?
I'll
Okay,
just
well,
pause
can't
it.
you have friends?
Like, you have friends?
Dang, what's it with your friends like?
What's a friend?
What's a friend?
What about you, Alex?
No, kind of the same thing. What y'all are talking about, financial security, right? I think the biggest thing is honestly just to be healthy. 15 years, like
It's a great one.
if you're not healthy, it's. I mean, obviously, as we get older, it's very, very tough to see. I think I don't know, my family members just get, more frail, more fragile, And so I'm like, man, by the time I'm 45 or 50 or 60, I still want to be physically able to do so many things. And I think that kind of clicked to me too when my brother Marco has two kids. I have two nephews. One is about to be 3, other one just turned 1. And when they're like, 12, 15 in high school, like I still want to ball them up. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
still wanna, like,
Let's go.
right? If they ever like take dance classes, I'm like, dude, I'm still like that
Yeah.
guy. Like I can still
My
out dance
uncle.
you.
that
I know,
guy.
we're like, let's do some rounds. Let's battle right now.
Yeah.
Like I still want to like.
Yeah.
I don't like hanging out with Uncle Alex. He always
Yeah, I know. Look, Alex is mean.
he's so mean.
He always wanting to battle.
He always wants to battle. He beats me.
He won't let me win at anything.
Won't let me-
Basketball, dance, Mario Kart.
No, just like those things. I just want to be able to do a lot of the things I want to do because I think part of my whole life has been such physically centric, right? Basketball, dance, even like being an HVAC technician. I'm not in the field as much, but those things I really take a lot of value for, right? It's like, oh man, I can still take a dance class, or I can, if I ever get into running, like I still maybe want to run,
Let's
like when
go.
we're 60 or something. I don't know, right? Those things are very, very important to me. So honestly, if I'm healthy, if I still have like a stable job, like what Ken said, have great connections with people.
Mm.
That's like the foundation that I want to set for the next 15 years and on forward. I mean, yeah, obviously, right? Travel and have financial success and be able to live the way that you want to live in the place that you want to live in. I obviously want to live in California. California is undefeated with people that you're with, the weather, the food. It's like unmatched to where anywhere else that I feel like I have been, right? So props to you, Hung, on wanting to make it work here because this is the place, man. Like we can go to Disneyland, we can go to the beach, we can go to the club, we can go wherever we want to in California, and the weather's still like 75.
Yeah.
Nice, you know, like it's great. So I want to stay here and make it work, like how you said. But again, have my health, mental, emotional, spiritual, like top tier. 15. I mean, next year, 15 years, however long I live, and that's like where I see myself in the future. Yeah.
I have faith that everyone in this group is going to be able to live where they want to live. I do.
Yes. Same. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you guys still keep in touch very closely with people either from Cabo Modern or Culture Shock? And like, we've grown apart purely because of like out of sight, out of mind, but like how do you keep those friendships alive? Do you reach out? Do you guys always are constantly reaching out? Like what does keeping a friendship alive look like?
I just invite them on my podcast.
I was,
Is that the answer? Did I get it?
That's
Did I get
actually
an
a
A?
great way to
You have
do
cry
it.
first.
Yeah, I cry.
So I need to start my own podcast. is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So this is now how we will meet again.
Probably.
I think what is key is that we all are still in proximity to each other. I mean, obviously, it was like tough to really keep in touch with you when you like moved,
Mm.
right? But now since you're here, we've been seeing you way more so now.
Mhm.
I think. Or JR.
Randomly at Disneyland.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Really?
I saw random.
Damn.
Oh god, we were on Matterhorn line,
Really?
and I was just like on my phone, and like I hear June like, "Hey," I'm like,
I was like, hey, Alex.
yeah, she saw me in line because I just go by myself, right? But she was with Alex too. That was great. But yeah, just being in proximity with each other, I think really, really helps. So trying to stay in touch. I mean, obviously, me and Ken have been way more like seeing each other with like rehearsals, Culture Shock, Saya too. Really keep in touch with Saya. Yeah, it's honestly like an effort because I think what I said before too, when you become so involved with your career, the weeks go by so fast and your schedule is so packed where like you work in the morning until night and then night you have to cook or clean and then get back to your messages and then you fall asleep and then kind of it's just like a repeat thing and then maybe you might see them one weekend, maybe you might see them for a birthday thing, but yeah, it's just those small little efforts of even when June you reached out like, hey, I have like something wrong with my house. Even that kind of connection is like it's still great to like hear or listen to. Or even Hung, I mean I haven't gone back to your Instagram message, but Hung sent me like a a post on Disneyland about like there's going to be a new app for single riders only for people on dating.
Yeah, like a
Right?
Disneyland.
Stop.
Yeah.
Really?
You're
That's kinda
single.
cool.
And yeah, Hung was like,
I thought of you because you just love Disneyland
Yes.
so much. So
So
why
even-
wouldn't you want to enjoy it with someone else?
even you
Genius.
just thinking about me and like
Mm.
sending that to me
Mm.
is like still keeping that connection.
Yeah.
So those small things are just huge. Or me and Ken talk about, video games and movies. Yeah, I mean, J.R. always talk about movies too. It's like those small things that you kind of like, I think about this person when I do this. Like, I should send him a message, or I should send him a text. Or if it's something that is, playful, or something that might be serious about a house or whatever, financial, whatever it is,
Mm.
right? It's, I think it just takes those small things to keep those connections, at least the foundationally uplifted and not like fade away as much as we don't want it to be, right?
So, kind of going off of that, do you feel like maybe this is obvious, but has everyone had less and less connections with people over the years, or has it actually grown?
With like the older connections.
More like keeping up with your
Right, keeping
connections.
up with
Obviously, you're
people.
going to know more and more people as you
Right, right.
age, but then
Right.
it's keeping up with those people that's tough. And for me, at least, I'd say starting this year, especially, I have not done a great job keeping up with a lot of my friends. And so I still try my best, but it has narrowed quite a bit just because the available time that I have. Yeah, it's been tough. So I just want to get you guys' opinion as well.
I think it really depends. But something I've kind of grown to accept is that if you want to maintain a connection, you have to be okay with reaching out, and it's like you don't take it like personally if people don't reach out to you because, like you said, people are busy with their own lives and sometimes like they have concerns of their own or whatever. And so just because they don't reach out to you doesn't mean they don't care. So I think generally I try to reach out to people when I have the bandwidth, or alternatively, if there's like some type of celebration, like a birthday or anything like that, that I know a lot of people are going to go to, then I'll make the extra effort or make the sacrifices to be there because, that'll be a good time to like reconnect with everyone and catch up, even if it's for a little bit. And so,
So do you feel like you've been able to keep up with?
I would say in
The
general,
majority?
yeah. It's not like we hang out like every week or anything,
Mhm.
but like if weeks go by or months go by and we see each other, it's not like it doesn't feel like it's been a long time. It still feels the same. The relationship, the quality is still the same. And that's like something I really appreciate is that, if I don't see someone for like however long and then we see them again, then catching up is always nice and it feels good. And it feels like I remember that at some point in my life, like this person was very, very big, like played a very big role or something like that. And so, especially if like the celebrations get smaller, like they become more selective or whatever, I know that this is like a relationship that I should take extra care to maintain, or
Mm.
I should remember that this person like really thought of me to invite me to this event, this like small event or something like that. And so it really puts into perspective like when people really make the time for you, like you should never take that for granted. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think naturally, not being part of an organized group and not being around a lot of these people, I've lost not contact, but like I'm not as connected to a lot of people. And I feel like the most connected I've been is with our class amongst people from modern. Um, JR keeps bringing up the fact that I have all these life events, right? But it's really true. Like these life events are so important to me that I want the closest people that I want present there. And that happens to be you guys. And it's like, it makes me feel like my life is like really full. So it's nice to be able to go back to like legacy rehearsal and see people and catch up. And that's how I stay at least like still there. But yeah, it really is like an effort to keep in contact with people, but that also feels like I'm introverted, very much introverted, and it's exhausting. It's kind of exhausting to have a large group of people that you have to keep tabs on, which is why I kind of like social media as a way to just like see rather than to compare. At this point in life, it's just more so like, oh, okay, let's just check up on them and just see what they're about. Um, but I've made peace with the fact that I'm not very close with a lot of people, but I have a lot of good quality friends that I know that I can turn to for whatever reason. And then it's nice having that network of people who are so unique. Like all of us have different value and different skills and different things I can come to you guys for. And like we share different experiences and we have different bonds and different conversations, and that like I can hang out with each of you individually and not feel like I need a group setting to make it feel comfortable, you know? And so that's what I really value. And it's hard for me to find other people like that because we're not working towards a common ground in a way. When I was living in New York and I was living by myself in New York for a while, when I was doing my rotation, I tried Bumble BFF. Have you guys ever heard that?
I've heard of it.
It's just like it's Bumble, but you just look for friends. And so I was just making friends here and there with all these other girls. And like I've made some pretty decent friends through that app, but like it's never the same type of like connection. Maybe one of them, just because like you sometimes you just click with a person. But I feel like when you're also put in a situation where you're both working towards something, that really does bond you.
Yeah.
And so I just haven't felt that with other people in this way. And so I have really good friends, but I have like really great core group of people that I don't need more friends. No new friends,
Makes sense.
you know?
Okay. Sorry. Did you have another?
Oh, I just this is just a quick comment. Recently, since we were in Denver for a work trip, my CEO did say something to the leadership team when we were there, and he's like, post college, I don't interact with anybody unless we're working together to make money in some capacity. The other situation in which I'd be hanging out with you is because our kids are playing together, but no, I'm not going to hang out with you because our kids play together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like that's a very polarizing thought of
Right.
you literally don't interact with you don't make any new friends post college, and you only keep your old college friends, and that's it for the rest of the time, because for him, he has 4 kids, and all of his extra time outside of work is just dedicated to his kids and whatever they need. So that's his thought, and I don't really have an opinion about it, but it is interesting thought that he shared. I don't think you guys probably share the same exact thing, but yeah, it's just interesting how things change.
It's funny because I was thinking about this recently, that with what I have in mind for my ambitions for the next however many years, I do want to do certain projects or start certain businesses or endeavors. And now that I'm going through my networks and with this podcast, it kind of opens my eyes of like the type of people who I'm connected with. Now I'm like, I have this desire to bring people in on some of these projects who would want to be there, to not only leverage their skill sets and their own passions and desires, but also so I can spend time with them, because I fundamentally will like them as a person, but now I'm choosing to be with them and if they want to do it as well. So that's kind of like my next goal, is to now use those relationships to the next level of finding that purpose and doing something specific that we both want. So I was thinking about that recently. Not the same obviously sentiment of no new friends, but using your existing friends or people who you do meet in a way where you can now enhance the relationship. Ideally, it doesn't go sour. But yeah, I was thinking about that recently.
Like the quality, not quantity thing.
Yeah, and then aligning it to a purpose, kind of like what we had for modern. Okay, so as we're wrapping up, I want to ask for the final question before gratitude, which is I kind of was thinking I want this to be like a sort of time capsule. So if you had to give your older self advice or a statement or something, right? You're talking to your future self. Your future self, however many years in the future, will see this and see what you say to them. What would you say?
And this is probably different from what we said on our own podcast.
Could be, because it's like, hey, future self, don't be a dick, or you know what I mean, like, or I hope you achieve this thing, or whatever. A message to your future self.
I could go first. To my future self, I hope that you've matured in a way where you understand people even better, and that you're able to communicate with different types of people better. And just tied with that is the sense of patience. So to have more patience, maybe with yourself and with others around you. So good luck.
Thanks. We don't have to go in order, but if anyone wants to go next. Jared's gonna cry.
Yeah, don't cry.
I can feel it.
You're not in an interview.
Can't do it. Go ahead, Kim.
He's like, I hope you enjoyed Japan and your new citizenship.
Your new citizenship and your new
in
house
Japan.
in Japan.
I think I would just hope that my future self is happy and that they continue to try new things, explore new passions, and just keeps having fun and hopefully is happy. That's really the most important thing. I hope that the steps I take to get to that future self are important to like my growth and improving the quality of my life and the quality of life of those around me. And yeah, I hope you're a good partner. I hope you're a good friend, and I hope you're still care about people.
Still,
Hopefully.
this is the good timeline where Ken's still a
Yeah.
hero and not a villain.
Yeah.
June, Alex, any words to your future self?
Yeah, dear future self, I hope that you have slayed all the insecurities or demons and dragons that you feel like that you're still going through, that you have been through, and that you are happy and healthy in wherever part you are in life, and that you can look back and be proud of who you are and the person that you have become.
Quiet snaps. June?
Can I just say ditto for everything?
Boo.
Okay.
Just a single tear.
Dear future self, I hope that wherever you are in life, that you are proud of yourself and that there is never a wrong decision. And if you are looking back at 15 years and have more greats than goods, than just okays, than bads, then you are winning. And it doesn't matter if nothing or if it's not perfect, but I hope that you've tried to do whatever it is that you've set out to do.
Beautiful. Nice.
JR.
Yeah, I would tell my future self, I am proud of you. You did everything you wanted because you commit the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
Because even if no one else tells you they're proud of you, like I'm proud of you. Because I know you did it. Regardless of what actually happened, I know that you committed and you did it. So yeah, that and yeah, spend time with your kids. Just don't stop doing that. So yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
Oh, you're gonna have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about this
Yes.
in your
Yeah.
episode. All right. So thank you guys. I would end with gratitude, whatever. You're grateful for, we're grateful for each other. You guys are grateful for me, whatever. We get it.
Thank you, JR.
But yeah, we're
Thank
over
you,
time.
JR.
But
Thank you,
yeah,
JR.
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for this amazing conversation.
Oh, I know. Hopefully we get to do it again, but I appreciate, like, again, I do appreciate you guys taking the time out to be here. We're all busy adults. 3 months out, we did this, but I hope that this can be something that a conversation that we can look back on, and it's recorded for forever now. So hope you guys had as much fun as I did, because I thought it's always nice to catch up with you guys. So yeah, appreciate you guys so
Love
deeply.
it.
Love
Cool.
you.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Yay.
Let me sign off the audience before Solomon shuts us down. So thank you guys for being here. I hope you appreciated this special episode, extra long episode. Just a reminder to always be kind to, subscribe. Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever.
Smash that like
button. Leave us love in the comments, especially my dear class. Tell them what you like about them. Yeah, follow us. Leave me 5-star reviews. I think I should start asking for that, but
Do it. Turn
Just
on
do it.
notifications.
turn notifications, whatever you want to do.
ring
But
that bell.
yeah. But yeah, reminder to always be kind to other people, especially yourself. And remember that you can always learn something from someone if you take the time to listen. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, y'all.